Congratulations to Marc Adelman and the other new officers and board members. I look forward to working with you in the coming year in many cooperative endeavors to further enhance the bar's assistance to practitioners and to the public.
I next have the opportunity and the honor to introduce your new president, Marc Adelman. And in doing so, I could talk about how Marc grew up in Chicago, came to California, and began working as an investigator for a past president of this association. But I'd rather talk about something else. We could talk about Marc's family, Aaron and Ben and Allie, and what a wonderful support system they are for each other, sharing what are truly family values. But we could talk about the work that Marc has done within the local bar here in San Diego, serving as president and helping to establish the really community center that the San Diego County Bar has in its facility here adjacent to downtown San Diego. Or we could talk about the things that Marc has done as a member of the Board of Governors and this past year's chair of the Committee on Regulation and Discipline as we've struggled to have the Board of Governors be more efficient and more businesslike. And he's been a leader in that effort. But what I'd really like to talk about is Marc Adelman, the person that I know, and my own personal frustration with Marc. Marc came onto the Board of Governors, and both of us have children, so we would tend to go to the meetings as bachelors. And we spent a lot of time talking to each other and talking about our kids and our wives and different things that were going on. And as those of you who know me know, I have been known to drink a glass or two of wine. And I figured that Marc was the kind of guy who would, we could have some good times and maybe get a bottle of wine now and then and share it. But the guy wanted to drink beer. And so for 3 years now, I've known Marc, and I still haven't been able to get him to even try a taste of wine. So Marc, I hope that in opening up your horizons as president of the bar, that you'll indulge me at least that one small favor. Ladies and gentlemen, I present to you a man of great accomplishment, both personal and professional, and I am proud to be a member of the bar that will be served by Marc Adelman as president during the upcoming year. Marc?
Before I administer the oath, I just have to make one further observation to add on to what Tom said, give you the full picture of the man. Marc, when I visited San Diego on my court tours, was very hospitable and offered to take me for a run. We couldn't make it then, and when he saw me in my present condition, he's renewed that offer and insists that that run take place in the next few weeks before there's a full recovery. Marc, raise your right hand, please, and repeat after me. I do solemnly swear that I will support and defend the Constitution of the United States and the Constitution of the State of California against all enemies, foreign and domestic, that I will bear true faith and allegiance to the Constitution of the United States and the Constitution of the State of California, that I take this obligation freely, without any mental reservation or purpose of evasion, and that I will well and faithfully discharge the duties upon which I am about to enter. Congratulations. All the best. Thank you.
Thank you, Chief Justice George. Thank you, Tom, for that very generous introduction. State Bar, the people of the state of California, as well as I, are appreciative of your efforts in working to improve our system of justice. Thank you, Tom. At this time, I would like also to recognize those individuals on the Board of Governors whose terms will expire. They have given their all in order to improve the quality and availability of legal services in California. Joseph Bell, Jennifer Ferris, Peter Kay, Melissa Hathaway McKeith, John Stovall, and Pauline Weaver. Thank you for your contributions. This is a very special moment for me. Forgive me, but I cannot let this opportunity pass without acknowledging special people who are here with me this morning in person or in spirit. For without them and their influence, I could not have found my way to this platform. My late uncle, Harry Adelman, was a man of great principle and integrity. He was the lawyer's lawyer and the catalyst for my interest in the law. His daughter, Nancy Spector, a prominent member of San Diego's legal community, is here, as well as his brother, Dr. Jack Adelman. My brother, Howard, a partner of my late uncle, a fine lawyer and fierce competitor, taught me the value of competition and camaraderie. And my parents, whose love, support, and strict adherence to discipline, principles, and value taught us respect, determination, and the rewards of hard work. My mother's tenuous recovery from recent heart surgery demonstrated what determination can do to overcome adversity. And my father, the hardest working and most dedicated person I have ever seen. Dad, your hard-fought battle with cancer, the courage and dignity you demonstrated in dealing with its effects, has and will serve to inspire me for the rest of my life. And my children, Ben and Allie, our 7-year-old twins. The joy of our lives. It is on their behalf that I dedicate my efforts this year. And lastly, my inspiration and my best friend, my confidence and confidant, my speech editor, reality check, cholesterol check, calorie counter, color coordinator, running companion, partner of 16 years, my wife Erin. After receiving her doctorate in public health, Erin dedicated her efforts to California's anti-tobacco movement until our family was stricken by the effects of autism, a neurological disorder of the brain which has an unknown origin and no known cure. So prevalent is it in our society that it touches as many as 15 children out of every 10,000 births. Erin's dedication in serving the families affected by this severe disorder serve as a model to follow. Without her, I could not be here today. Friends, colleagues, 8 years ago it was my privilege as president of the San Diego County Bar Association to stand before you here in America's finest city, my home, to address the issues that faced our profession. The remarks I made in that address could well have been made today. Those issues that faced us during those years, such as admissions, competence, access to justice, discipline, professionalism, diversity, and lawyer image, remain our top priorities today. In 1927, 70 years ago, almost to the day, the president of the State Bar, Thomas Ridgway, also stood in our fair city to preside over the formation of the unified bar. He wrote, and I quote, "The eyes of the entire legal profession in the United States are upon California at this time," unquote. And indeed they were, as the founding lawyers made the transition into the country's largest and most progressive integrated bar. And just as my remarks in 1989 still echo here today, so too are there the echoes of similar issues from that meeting of the State Bar here 70 years ago. Let me read you the opening paragraph of an article written in the first volume of the State Bar Journal from 1927. Los Angeles lawyer Saul S. Klein wrote, and I quote, "There was a time, not so many years ago, when the legal profession was truly honored, and when the courts and lawyers were held in the esteem of the general public. I believe the public has lost faith in the administration of the law and the lawyers and judges," end of quote. No issue has been addressed by so many administrations, so many times, with so many solutions, as the decline in the image and the decline of pride we feel in our profession. When I passed the bar, I felt such enormous pride. For months after I was admitted, I carried a briefcase just so I would be identified as a lawyer. Sometimes it carried nothing more than the sports section of the morning newspaper. But what happened to that pride as the years went by? How many times have we been in a situation where we chose not to hand out a business card or disclose our occupation? I do not have, nor will I propose, an impromptu solution to the dilemma I term hidden pride. I do believe, however, that it is our actions upon which we will be judged, and it is those actions which will go far to restore our pride and the public's trust. Not a public relations firm, not a media blitz, not a bloated publicity budget, only our specific action. Today, we can begin to take the steps necessary to restore some of that hidden pride. We can follow the lead of the Commission on Access to Justice, this visionary group which involves leaders from the bar, the judiciary, business and labor, will pursue major improvements to the delivery of legal service in California. They intend to act. I refuse to let this year go by without asking you, the members of this conference, the leaders of our profession, to take this message home with you and act. I call on every committee and section of the State Bar, from intellectual property to litigation, from taxation to solo and small firm practice, to act. I call on the membership of the California Young Lawyers Association. I call on all of you to act. Act in a way that betters our profession. Act in a way that better serves the public. Act in a way that makes a difference. Act in a way that will help restore the pride and respect in our profession. Today, I issue a call to act on behalf of our children. The lawyers of the State Bar of California serve as the model of the country and the world. We set the standards for innovation, progress, creativity, and the efficient administration of justice. We are the largest unified bar and legal regulatory agency in the world, 155,000 members strong. We have been the pioneers in providing legal services to our communities. We must continue to be pioneers in providing legal services to our children. Our children are at risk. The need for their representation in our system is profound. In San Diego County, there are almost 100,000 children living in poverty. In the state of California, there are 2.3 million. That's 1 in every 4. 1 child out of 8 suffers a mental health problem severe enough to require professional mental health treatment. No profession can better serve their needs than we. A resolution passed by the Board of Governors in 1989 calls for each of us to give 1 hour a week of pro bono service for the disadvantaged. Chief Justice George has advocated, and I reaffirm today, that resolution, and ask those of you who are not currently involved in pro bono activities that you focus on our children at risk. I am committed, totally and without reservation, to zero in on our children at risk. Let me tell you what the State Bar can do. The State Bar can serve as a clearinghouse of legal resources for children. The State Bar can serve as an umbrella agency for children's legal services around the state and assist in the creation of programs where they do not already exist. We can encourage adults who care to become zealous advocates for their or others' children. We can encourage California's law firms to promote pro bono participation within the firm structure as opposed to outside, and appoint a partner or associate to champion that effort. We can work with the law schools in this state to expand the curriculum to include more courses on children and the law. The State Bar can work with other disciplines outside the legal profession in order to coordinate the best possible resources for our children. Let me tell you, the members of the largest unified bar in the world, the legal services that you can provide to a child. You can represent a child or assist a parent in matters involving family law, domestic violence, dependency, custody, or adoptions. You can represent one of the thousands of children who are caught up in the unbelievable nightmare of homelessness. You can represent a child in securing medical attention, health-related benefits, or the education that he or she is entitled to by law. I can tell you from personal experience, you cannot be assured the educational system will adhere, comply, or even respect the needs of your child. Just ask Tim and Laura Taylor, partners with the San Diego law firm of Shepard, Mullen, Richter, and Hampton. Their family also experienced the devastating effects of autism and the complex and disheartening battle of providing their child the appropriate education he was entitled to by law. So motivated by their disconcerting experience, Laura created and organized the San Diego Volunteer Lawyer Program Special Education Advocacy Project. This program serves families with disabled children seeking special education services. The work of just one lawyer can make a difference in more than just one life. I ask that you reach out and handle at least one matter in this area in the coming year and make just one child's life a better one. If we strive to provide services to our children, we will be working toward restoring the faith of the public and pride in our profession, regaining respect and trust. Please remember, these children did nothing to deserve their plight. They deserve those who care to protect them. Your actions tell the world that a disabled or needy child can enrich, not curse, inspire, not daunt, lead to positive good, not deep despair. I am proud to offer this challenge. I would be prouder for you to accept it. Thank you.